Hi, I'm Don Bodan from SampleLibraryReview.com. Today we're going to be jumping into Spitfire Studio Strings. For Spitfire's latest release, they've released a contact player instrument that many of us have been waiting for. Something recorded in Air Studios Studio One by recording a group of medium-sized chamber string ensembles for violin 1, 2, viola, cello, and bass. They've given us some really great sounding samples with not very much reverb tail at the end. Library downloads as just over 13 gigabytes. It's the first release of Spitfire's new orchestral series, which is going to be all medium-sized chambers ensembles. For this library, it's violins 1, 2, viola, cello, and bass ensembles recorded in Air Studios Studio One. And we'll make note here, that's different in that the Spitfire orchestral libraries have been larger sections, and those have been sampled in Air Studios Lyndhurst Hall. There's a total of 148 different articulations, and for the instrument they sampled 3 dynamic layers with 2 round robins for longs and 4 to 8 different dynamics for the shorts. Library normally sells for $249 US. For this video in particular, I'm just going to look at the Spitfire Studio Strings package. Make note, though, here that there is an advanced Spitfire Studio Strings professional version, which I may be covering here in the not-so-distant future. So let's jump into Spitfire Studio Strings. You can see here it's a contact player instrument, compatible with both the full and the free version of Contact. It's got these 5 main NKIs, one for each section of the string section. These are smaller ensemble groups, and it's recorded in Air Studio One. So this is a smaller room specifically made to have more control, as many professional composers really want to have as much control as possible. In contrast, the difference here really is that the other Spitfire Strings libraries were recorded in Air Lyndhurst Hall, and that's a orchestral hall with a very nice, beautiful long tail. So we're going to have a bit of a different sound here. So let's just go ahead and jump in. I've got the violins loaded up, 8 violins for violin 1, and you could see, yes, all right. I've got my palette controller here, same one that Christian showed off a few months ago. I really love it. And I've got dynamics and expression linked to my MIDI CCs right where expected. Really nice sound. It's got the performance legato here. They were just calling it legato, so maybe it's not performance. Let's see. Yeah, it's not the same kind of feel as the performance legato in the past. So this is probably just a legato. And then we've got long notes. Right now I've got the mic position right where it loads up between far and close. Let's go ahead and go in real close. You can really hear that rosin gritty on the strings. Let's go a little farther away with our mic position. Yeah, it's I'm really liking the sound of this already. And the way I would characterize this, and you can please disagree in the comments or you can agree. I'm starting to hear a very lively sound that fills up a bit of air without that huge tail. It's almost like the illusion of the space is there, but when you stop, it cuts out. We got Concertino. I'm loving the control for vibrato. You really can hear, I mean, so much modern score. These guys are not using much vibrato. I really like the style. And flatandos. It's a really nice sound. Some tremolos. And we got spiccato. Oh, lovely bite with this. And pizzicato. Yeah, that's really nice. It's got a really nice response with the velocity there. Digging in a little bit more. Yeah, we've just got the T1s there. Okay. I want to jump around because I usually want to hear what the cello section sounds like. What are these cellis up to? And I think I need to... Don't show any more bubbles, please. Thank you. And that's all non-vibrato, so... Yeah, with this, this has got a little bit of bite to it with this legato, even when you just want to hit an attack. You got longs. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, if you guys could see me, it's almost like I'm dancing around because I got one hand on my faders and the other hand on my keyboard, one foot pedal, just to try to show some of the responsiveness. You know, otherwise we'll just be listening to the sample set with nothing, no expression. And if I select this here, you'll be able to see the range. It's all the way to C5. Switch up. I need to play a different. I need to get into the. I really like how there's a little bit of an attack. You hear that? With the velocity. When you hit the keyboard hard, you really gets a nice dig into it, the way the performers really would. So many sample libraries, it seems to really miss that that first bow where they pull into the string to get the note going. I'm going to mute my mic so I can hammer away, because I'm always curious to hear what full velocity spiccatos sound like. Really nice. It's very present and very clear. Let's go ahead and do the same thing. I'm just going to go to the close mics. We can just hear that setting. And now to just the far mics. Yeah, so you start to see, you start to really hear the room, and it really is the warmth and the fullness of the sound, but this close mic bite and presence, I really am loving it. Yeah. Then, of course, we got pizzicato. Nice little sound there. All right, moving on. I want to go to viola. If you've seen any of my other string-related videos, you know that I love violas and celli, sensitive to their darker timbres. Yeah, the control of the vibrato is really smooth. I'm not hearing any flanging. I'm going to have to just check the promotional material in the manual to see, did they sample align this, or did they just take a lot of care to get the cleanliness, I should say, of the sound. There is a little bit of a jump because I'm going pretty slow. It does like ramp up, and I'm not sure if there's controls. Sometimes, nope. Yeah. Very nice sound. All right, longs, I think. Really nice sound for that. Yeah. And then the flutandos. Wow, those are beautiful. I think that might be one of my favorite samples from the library so far. And then, okay, I'm going to mute my mic. And of course, I'm going to play the same kind of thing I've been playing for weeks with my spiccatos. Nice velocity sensitivity there as well. I'm going to go ahead and go to close mics so we can really kind of hear how much bite we've got just in those close mics. And let's go ahead and check out the far mic alone. Yeah, just enough of room to give you that sense of depth and feel without a huge long tail. And then, of course, we've got pizzicato. Very nice sound there. Violins too, let's go ahead and check it out. I'll just run through it really quickly so we get a little idea of the sound. And I'll probably jump between violin 1 and 2 just so that we can maybe just kind of hear the difference because it is a smaller section. There's 6 violins and they're, of course, sitting in a different spot. So I'm going to mute my mic, just run through it real quick with some back and forths between the two. Yeah, that violin 2 is very distinct. It's got a very distinctively different tone to it, and there's some really neat, almost bow harmonics or string harmonics, some kind of harmonics going on in that. Yeah, a lot more air on the string. That's probably one of the worst descriptions for it, but that's what I'm calling it. Let's move on. Listen to some more of this violin 2. Violin 2 accomplished. I think I got a good feel for what that has to offer. I like it. I really think there's such a nice distinction between these two. And so often you get a Violin 1 and Violin 2 pack when you get string libraries. And they all, I swear sometimes that they're the same sample set because they just don't have much actual differentiation. And, it's going to sound different when it's in a different place in the room with a different set and a different number of players. I think this sample set represents that nicely. Bass. Yeah, just enough, just 4 players. So, 2 players sounds like 2 players. 3 players starts to sound like a section. 4 players has a little more character. Let's hear these flatandos. And we've also got tremolos and spiccatos. Digging in further, you could see we've got even more here with the instrument. We've got an advanced folder with extended techniques, individual articulations, legato techniques, and other patches. So let's just compare Violin 1 across those advanced to see what we've got. So this is what we already listened through with our main articulations. We've got extended techniques for Violin 1, considered core techniques, and then we've also got decorative techniques, and then effects. Okay. And then in addition to that, there's individual articulations. Oh, let's take a look before we listen. So you can see all of the articulations as individual instruments in those folders across all 5 sections. And then we've got legato techniques. Let's load that up. I mentioned that the performance legato, this legato is a little different on the main Violin 1 and on the main NKIs, I should say. And so with this legato performance, you can see we've got a couple different kinds of legato here. A legato and a legato portamento, so that's great. So let's just run through all these different versions of the violin. We'll just start with the core techniques. I'm going to take a listen to those. We'll do that on violin and on the cello as well. So we've got the longs. Then we got the Concertino, which we've heard. And we've got a harmonic, it looks like, long harmonics. And flattando, we already listened to in the first NKI, sol pont. And sol tasto. looks like we got some trills. Nope. Super long sol tasto. And then long sol G. We also have the Mikado attack. And we listened through spiccato already. Spiccato, Concertino, short harmonics. That's nice. And then brushed spiccato. Brushed spiccato and brush spiccato Concertino. Pizzicato, we listened to Bartok Pitts. Yeah, I really like the sound of this thus far. Yeah, that's really nice too. The Con Lingo. And then this is the Decorative Techniques. We did listen to these two already. We didn't listen. Did we listen to Tremolo? Yeah, we listened to Tremolo in the main one. And then we've got Tremolo at beats per minute, 150. Concertino Tremolo at 150. SP Solpont Concertino at different tempos. Tremolo Solpont. And then Tremolo Concertino Solpont. And then it looks like we got our trills here. All the way up to perfect fifth. Very nice. It looks like we have some crescendo and decrescendo. Yeah, that's a really nice addition to the main NKI, and I almost wonder, I almost wonder why this selection was chosen. I guess this is probably the most used. Looking over it, of course, you want legato longs, and you want spiccatos, pizzicatos, and tremolo. Yeah, okay, all right. Let's move along and check out the effects now. Just got several different effects here. Grace note semitone, grace note tone. Two X grace notes. Little 3-note run. And a 3-note run to tonic. And we got some phrases. Okay, I'm at 120. I'm going to take us down to 70 and play the same, see if these are tempo synced. And then back up to 130. No, these phrases are not tempo synced. A little slide. Some glissando. quite a few glissandos. Very nice. Little runs. Now, are these tempo synced to anything? Let me go way down to 40 beats per minute and up to 30 beats per minute. And no, those do not tempo sync on the runs. Falls. Very nice. The last instrument. It's included in the legato techniques. It looks like we got two different legatos now. And a portamento. It's velocity sensitive, so it's changing on its own. So depending on how hard, if I do soft, it does a portamento. If I do it fast, it does a nice little legato. And I don't know if I don't think it's actually any different than this legato here, but it's nice that it changes over. It gives you a much more playable legato instrument. Okay, and I'm going to go back up to that legato up here because I want to hear how it performs. It seemed to have a little bit more bite to the shorts, if I remember. Nope, I was wrong. Yeah, I'm going to need to switch over to get more attack for shorts there. Okay, I feel like I have an understanding now of what everything is contained in the instrument. Of course, we've got these advanced articulations for all of our violas, celli, and basses. Our violins 1 and 2 have the most, as they have the effects. There's no effects on the violas, and there are effects on the celli. There are no effects on the basses as well. Just make sure you understand that. Only other thing I do want to hear, which you might be wanting to hear as well, is the extended technique legato for the celli. And I want to hear that portamento. Sweet, sweet portamento. I want to hear how it sounds. And I'm not adjusting any dynamics, but I'll do that and see how much more expressive we can get. And I feel like that has given us a lot of insight into Spitfire Studio Strings. What do you guys think? Is this the kind of instrument that you have been waiting for from Spitfire Audio? I'll tell you what, I'm very fired up about it. I'm very Spitfired up about this. In some ways, it reminds me of the things that I love about Spitfire chamber strings, so it's going to have a different timbre. Overall, I am really liking the sound of these. Thanks for taking a little time to check out the video. Love your support. Please comment in the description below. Tell me what you think about the libraries. Big thumbs up. That's a thumbs up for you to give the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe. Always love your support. And head over to samplelibraryreview.com for the latest news, reviews, and our weekly deals page.